Alright, hello people of the internet, how are you all doing? It's Adam here again, and I'm doing a little different video here. I'm not doing a movie review, well, I'm doing something to do with movies, but it's not a movie review per se. What I'm doing is basically I'm listing off my top 10 favorite movies of like all time. These are my favorite movies, the ones that and these are not like based on how good they are. These are just based on how many times I watch them over and over again, and I don't get sick of them. Like it's kind of like those. It's kind of like the you can watch and you just not you know you just can't stop watching them kind of thing. But these movies are good. I mean, I don't think there's any one of these movies that you can say this is a bad movie. I mean, some of you may disagree with this, but that's the benefit of it being my list. This is my top 10 movies of all time. All right. So number 10 I'm going to start with is Alien slash Aliens. Now, I couldn't really decide which one to put up there. They're so good. They're both really, really good. Aliens probably the better one, I would say, because it's just an action epic, and it was one of James Cameron's first big hits. Anyone who says Piranha 2, please leave now. Anyway, Aliens, great sci-fi movies. I mean, probably the two best sci-fi movies of all time. If not, then it's definitely in the top five. Alien slash Aliens, one of the two has to be in there. Alright, number 9. Funny movie, Tropic Thunder. Now, this movie I saw in 2008. I don't know when it was released, but I know I saw it the year it got released, and I laughed so hard in this movie. All the jokes hit. Everything was so funny in this movie. Jack Black, Robert Downey Jr. playing the Black Sergeant. I just could not get enough of that, and I laughed so much in this movie. And number 9, favorite movie. I mean, everything. It's about a movie about a guy who's making a movie, and then it's just all sorts of hilarious fun. If you haven't seen Tropic Thunder, definitely see it. Number 7. Wait, 9, 8, 9, 8, 8. Number 8 is actually a movie that a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people have seen, but it is a fantastic movie, and it's Zodiac. Now, Zodiac is about the Zodiac killer in Los Angeles in the 1960s and 1970s, and it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, few other people I can't really think of now, but just Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, and it's about the Zodiac killer, and it is fantastic. I love this movie. I love mystery crime drama movies, and this is definitely probably the best mystery crime drama movie I've seen in a very, very long time. Like, I mean, the last time I saw like this good was probably, I don't know, Citizen Kane. Maybe that's not really a mystery drama, but I don't know, maybe LA Confidential, something like that. Anyway, Zodiac, fantastic movie, number 8 on my list. All right, number 7. Actually, do I have 10 movies? I'm just trying to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 10. It's cool. It's cool. Okay. Number 7 on my list is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I regularly refer to as ESSM or just SM, because saying Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is pretty damn annoying. Well, not annoying. It's just blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's just really long and hard to say. So long and hard. Anyway, it's just really hard to say. So I'll just say SM. But this movie is so out of the box, or it's just so bizarre, but it's done in a way that is so great. I mean, this movie, I think it was like rated like the second best movie of the last 10 years, and I can see why. This movie is fantastic. I mean, it's a sci-fi romance, and you don't really see that. I mean, there's elements of that in Star Wars, I know, but this is an actual science fiction romance. Like, it's it's blended so well, and the concept is so original. I mean, I know movies like this have been done before, but in this way, I don't think there's actually been a movie that's been, done this well and and there's this original and done this well in a really, really long time. So, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and all these movies that I'm saying, you should definitely, if you haven't seen them, you should definitely watch them because they're great. Number 5. This is not. I don't. This is again not on a lot of people's lists, but I watched the shit out of this movie so many times, and I don't know. It's a movie for nerds, and it's something that really just clicked with me, and I loved it. And that is The Social Network. And The Social Network is basically what they call the Facebook movie, because it basically describes how Facebook came into existence, and all the lawsuits and everything. And I just find that so interesting, and just to see how Mark Zuckerberg got the idea of Facebook with help, and then he kind of just took it for himself. I mean, it's just great seeing that. I mean, the acting is fantastic. Jesse Eisenberg does an amazing job as Mark Zuckerberg, and then Andrew Garfield as Eduardo Saverin. Again, he was great in the new Spider-Man movie. He was pretty good. But the entire movie in general, it's just interesting as hell, and it has those moments of genius. It has those funny moments. It has those deep, emotional moments, and you can really tell that everyone really tried hard to make this movie the best it can be. And I think this is one of the best movie. This is obviously one of the best movies I've ever seen, but this is one of the best acted movies I've seen in a very long time. All right, Social Network, number 5. Number 4, all hail The Dark Knight. Now, The Dark Knight, I saw. I think I saw 1 or 2 days after release, or I forget, but I remember going into this movie thinking, what the heck is this? I don't even know what this is, because I wasn't a huge Batman fan. I saw Batman Begins before The Dark Knight. I didn't know The Dark Knight was actually the sequel to Batman Begins, so I just went into this movie thinking, what the hell is this? Because I was taken by my dad and my dad's friend and my cousin, kind of. But yeah, doesn't matter. But this movie just blew my mind. I mean, I watched this movie so many times. The Joker, one of my favorite characters. I quote him so often, it's not even funny. I mean, it is actually kind of funny, but I quote the Joker endlessly. After watching this movie, I quoted him endlessly for so many weeks. People around me just got sick of me, and I didn't care because it was just such a great character. So sad what happened to Heath Ledger, and I'm so happy he won the Oscar after that, because he definitely deserved it. I mean, I couldn't recognize Heath Ledger. I don't think anyone could recognize Heath Ledger as the Joker. I mean, just everything, the makeup, the accent, the way he genuinely looked insane. I swear he was insane in that movie. I mean, he must have been smoking something, doing some kind of drugs, but if he wasn't, fantastic performance from Heath Ledger. Really great performance. Alright, number 4, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, this movie is just something else. I mean, seriously, this movie is so out of left field. It's so good. I mean, each scene. I mean, the thing that makes this movie so good is that it's comprised of 5. Okay, it's comprised of 5 scenarios, right? And they all fit into one scenario. But the thing is, those 5 are arranged in different order, and it's done in such a stylistic way. And the dialogue in this movie, this is honestly one of the best written, probably the best written movie I have ever seen in my entire life. The dialogue, the jokes, even like when they talk shop, it is realistic, but so good. Pulp Fiction is an absolute masterpiece. It's probably Quentin Tarantino's best movie. I know people are gonna say Reservoir Dogs, something like that, but Pulp Fiction, I think, really is Quentin Tarantino's best movie. I've seen Reservoir Dogs, I've seen Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2, I've seen Inglourious Basterds, which again, I love Inglourious Basterds. I mean, it was, if it were to be on here, it'd probably be 11, but yeah, Pulp Fiction, great movie, definitely see it. I have this. I actually just got this, so yeah. I win. You lose. Bye bye. Anyway, okay, number 3. Getting up to the top 3. Now, number 3 and number 2 can switch out at any time. Number 1 has always been the same. Number 3 and number 2 can switch out because I don't know which one is better. Honestly, I don't know which one is better. But for now, I'm gonna put number 3 at 500 Days of Summer. This movie, I don't know how to describe. I would just like to thank Jesus for making this, for helping Mark Webb become a director, and I'd like to thank Mark Webb for directing this movie, and yeah, because this is one of the greatest movies I have ever seen, and third greatest movie I've ever seen probably. Well, third. I'm gonna say my third favorite movie. This is a brilliant movie. So well acted. The premise is it's a romantic comedy. I know rom-coms, you know how they can be, but this does it. This is funny, and it does something that not a lot of rom-coms do. And what they do is they show the guy's perspective. Okay, and it's like it's a breakup movie. You get that, but it shows it from the guy's perspective. But and you know how most movies show it from the girl's perspective. This shows from the guy's perspective, and I thank the director for doing this, because if it just showed from the girl's perspective, it would have still been a good movie, but it wouldn't have been on my top 10. But since it showed from the guy's perspective, completely different, totally changed everything about this movie, and it is fantastic. If you haven't seen this movie, please go pick it up. It is a fantastic movie, beautifully acted, beautifully filmed. The music in this movie is so good. Every scene, all the music fits perfectly into the scene, and I love it so much. I love this movie. Definitely, it can switch out with number 2, but for now, number 3 is 500 Days of Summer. Alright, number 2. Number 2 is a movie that I have loved as long as I can remember. I saw it when I was 9. I still love it to this day. I still watch it regularly, maybe like once every month or so. And that is Cars. Not Cars 2, because Cars 2 was... I'm not even going to speak about it. But the first Cars. Cars 1 was my favorite movie for a very long time. Until I had, kind of an epiphany, sort of. But Cars was my favorite movie for about 3 or 4 years. And this movie just... everything about this movie works. The story, the characters, the humor is fantastic. I mean, many people consider this one of Disney's, not Disney's greatest movie, but I know that, stuff like Toy Story and stuff are very iconic. But Cars, for me, has always, had a soft spot in my heart, because I love Cars. I watch Top Gear, and I love Cars. And just to see them come to life on the big screen, and see, this egotistical guy in Lightning McQueen grow over time and become this, caring person. It's just... it's one of my... it is my second favorite movie of all time. If you haven't seen Cars, it doesn't matter who you are. You will love this movie, alright? Kids, adults, anyone, you will love this movie, okay? Definitely watch it. And number 1, a lot of people know this who go to my school, and they're not going to be surprised, but if you're not from my school, or if you don't know me personally, my favorite movie of all time is Finding Nemo. I'm not even kidding. It is actually Finding Nemo, my favorite movie of all time. This movie is fantastic. It is the best. It is probably the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, best as in the one I can get the most invested in, like every time I see it, and still end up with a smile on my face at the end. I went to see this movie in 3D, and I was crying at the end. because I haven't seen the movie in about a year or so, and I usually try to watch that movie at least once a month because I want to still know every dialogue, every scene. I want to know it because it's just a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen this movie, why? How have you not seen this movie? Why have you not seen this movie? Go watch this movie. Ultimately, it's a journey. It's basically a journey of redemption. It's a story about a father looking for his son. You have that father-son bonding, even though and you have these characters that grow over time, and they realize what more things about themselves, and the stuff this movie packs into 1 hour and 40 minutes is some of the best. This movie has the best pacing, the best dialogue, the best comedic timing. Everything about this movie works, and it works fantastically. If you haven't seen Finding Nemo, I beg you, please go watch Finding Nemo. Alright? Please, please, please go watch it. Please, if you can get it on Blu-ray, if you have a Blu-ray player, please go and rent this movie. Go and buy this movie. Go and love this movie. Please. And that pretty much wraps it out. I know this was kind of a long video, but hey, what you gonna do? That is it. Thank you very much for watching, and have a very nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!